Hi everyone, it's Sherry. Whether you're reading this before or after your Thanksgiving break vacation, I hope you've stayed safe and had a great week. I'm going to give just a short video right now to talk about your research paper topic. And in looking through, I went through today, and it would appear that everyone has signed up. We did have one duplicate, which we will need to take away and get someplace else. Maybe I didn't make that totally clear in the assignment. So everyone has signed up, and of course you can click on the sign up sheet and see right where you are if you happen to forget, and that has certainly happened before, so just know it's there if you need it. So I have this, I've already got the dyslexia assignment video here, and I'm going to be putting the research paper video right underneath here so you'll know where to find it. Well, I guess if you're listening to this right now, you already found it, but you'll know how to get to it again if you need to. So we're going to go on down, and we're going to go to week 6. Excuse me. I'm going to say, no, we're going to go to week 7. We used to have the research paper due in week 6, and I share your connection to literature and supporting the students with dyslexia and content area reading. Now, here's the rationale. Why did you choose this particular strategy? And give 3 or 4 reasons why the selected strategy best supports students' desired learning outcome for all students. And then we'll look at the self-assessment. You need to make sure that the strategy assessment is developmentally appropriate for the age group. One thing that some people have gotten hung up on in the past is this is not a self-assessment for you or the teacher candidate. It is a self-assessment for your students. And so it's going to need to be kid-friendly. Hi, everyone. I'm just putting a quick video on here. Hi, everyone. Just going to put a short video on here that touches on your research paper. I know it's not due until week 7, but I know many of you will probably want to work ahead and get started on it. You have already signed up this past week for the topic that you've chosen. So you'll be taking that topic and writing a paper. This is both a chalk and wire and a Moodle submission. There's where you get into chalk and wire right there. Here's where your Moodle submission will go for the research paper. Now, this is a maximum of 90 points. It's really 100 total, but the other 10 points come in from your presentation that you'll be doing this week as well. So let's get back out of here. Here's the presentation section. Now, as you can see, you click here, and it's going to bring up very clear directions for what you need to do here. So this is just at the top, a copy of the topics. And this is what the final written product should be, at least 10 pages. The cover page and references will count as part of those 10 pages. A minimum of 5 resources. They must be utilized. In other words, you can't just list them as resources without citing them within your paper. And you must have a minimum of 5. You need to follow APA formatting, meaning it needs to be in Times New Roman 12-point font. And if you have any questions, feel free to look at the APA style manual and click on the OWL English Purdue website. It's really good for the information. And so you'll also be, before I go up to the rubric, I'm going to keep moving down here. I've already told you 90 points are awarded for the research paper and 10 points are awarded for the presentation. And that you'll need to submit the paper through Chalk and Wire and Moodle. And your presentation should not exceed 5 minutes. Now, I try not to get real firm on this, but what I found is some people take 10 or 15 minutes, and you really need to condense it. What I'm asking you to do here basically is share what you learned in the research paper with your classmates. And that way they can learn not just from what they researched, but from what you did as well. And they'll be able to comment and tell you what a wonderful job you did. So we're going to look to the rubric now. And we always want to strive for that exemplary column. I think as educators and future educators, we understand that we want to do our best just like we want our students to. So you thoroughly completed all the components delineated in the student guide under student evaluation, professional presentation, scholarly work, and relevant topic. At least 10 pages, and everything needs to be APA style documented. Main points are clear and easily understood, and a reader who knows nothing about the topic could really sit down and totally read that and understand it. I always I struggle with this part of it, the quality professionalism. As future educators, and present educators, we should all pride ourselves on making sure that our work is consistent, it has correct spelling, usage, punctuation, organization, and that we show pride in our work. These are the very things that we're going to want from our students. And I'll be honest with you and tell you there are many times that I'll start to grade a paper and I'll look and like your paper yourself without even doing a grammar or spelling check shows underneath with a red line, depending on your program, if something's not right grammatically or with spelling. So please make sure you do that. And again, you'll see here the presentation has a minimum and a maximum time limit. It's 3 to 5 minutes, no more. If you have more, I'm gonna actually count that. I usually am a little, I'm usually not very good about saying, oh no, it's too long. But to be able to give everyone the amount of time, especially since you'll be looking at others, it's really important that you stick within that 3 to 5 minutes. Then you have your artifact reflection. So when you turn this paper into Chalk and Wire, you have to fill that out again. You have to make sure that it's that it's not late, that you have everything in there that you need. Okay, so here's 10 points for the presentation. Here's 10 points for the artifact rubric. Excuse me, for the artifact reflection, not the artifact rubric. Okay, so let's slip back over here, and this part here, if we do have science majors, they just change this, and you do not have to do number 1 on that group. So you can totally ignore this part right here. I'm going to also ask you to be very sure that you check to make sure, hold on just 1 second here. Okay, let's forget about that part. I think it might muddy the water just a little bit. So this is basically just the same thing. We're going to stop that right there. I think I have pretty much told you everything that you need to know. This needs to be not only the correct font, the correct spacing, and all of those sorts of things, but it also needs to make sure that it follows everything with the AP guidelines very carefully. And keep in mind that those guidelines have changed recently. I think that pretty much does it for you for this paper. And as always, I remain available if you have any questions about anything. I'm going to drop this video into the slot right underneath the exclamation at the top, right underneath the sign-up paper at the top of Moodle. And I'm also going to drop it into week 7, since that's where it happens. So I hope you all have had a great first week of class, and I look forward to talking with you soon.